Welcome back to the channel, and you have tuned in to the first installment of my new series, My Ride and Me. So today I'm stood with a very special client of mine, Mr. Jody Millhouse.
How's it going, man? Good
Thornton Hundred Motorcycles, likewise. So as I said, he's a very special client of mine, and he builds some insane bikes. So we're going to have a quick chat with Jody today. He's going to tell us about his journey, where he started, what's next, where he's at the minute, and
everything about Thornton Hundred,
basically
everything about Thornton Hundred bikes. Yes. So yeah. First of all, thanks for having me on the channel. Pleasure to be here. Obviously, we're stood in Thornton Hundred's workshop.
Yeah.
You know, we got loads of bits rolling around. Every time you come down, though, you're in here with a camera, filming everything. Do you know what I mean? All that kind of good stuff. So these guys will have already seen what's on the channel already. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, today we're going to be talking about this bike, which is my personal bike, which is a WFB. But yeah, like you said, literally, first things first, Thornton Hundred. Yeah. You know, Thornton Hundred. We are Thornton Hundred, so we are a custom motorcycle builder. I am an ambassador for Triumph Motorcycles, so everything we do is Triumph. And all of the bikes that we've got in here are Triumphs at the moment, and they're actually all Triumph bobbers because that's our main bike.
Of course.
Thornton Hundred. I started Thornton Hundred like 5 years ago now, something like that. Yeah, it would have been about 5 years ago. I can remember the first job you did for me, I believe, was the Panigale.
Yes,
you moved that bike a couple of times for me. Do you remember?
And that's how we met.
That's it, man. Honestly, so this guy sorted me out with the Panigale. Took it all the way up north. It was like Cheshire, something like that. Honestly,
man. I can't
absolutely mad. Honestly, it was so sick. So you were bringing that backwards and forwards, because the bike at the time, he went to the client, and then we had to move it here, move it back, blah, 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 absolute nightmare. But that was like one of the first main, but that kind of blew me up, didn't it, really? I literally started Thornton Hundred in a shed. It was basically a shipping container. And then worked my way up, and then managed to build the first Triumph. Built the Panigale first, was the first bike you moved for me. And ever since then, you pretty much moved every single bike for me from then. Pretty much. It's been mad, but obviously you've grown as a company.
We're getting there. When
I first met you, you were driving a...
I had the rusty Transit,
man. The Transit.
Fucking hell, when I picked the bike up in that Transit, I was like...
This guy's Transit, honestly, was so jokes, honestly. But I was like, you know what, that was at the Berkshire show we met you, because I remember because you had the custom RCO shoes on.
Yes.
The RCO shoes. So fun. Honestly, so you gave me a card, and what I sort of saw was kind of someone who was very similar to me in the way that you wanted to kind of grow a company, and you were right at the very start. Do you know what I mean? And you came up, you were at the right place, right time. You came up, you gave me a card, and I went, right, I need to move this bike, and I literally moved the card. So let's go to the show, guys. Right place, right time. You got to be there though.
100%.
You got to show up, and if you're not there, then you're not going to have that opportunity. Do you know what I mean? So I saw someone who was in a very similar position to me, and I was like, right, okay, cool, right, let's just use him, let's help him out, because there's loads of companies that do it. You know what I mean? But there's big companies, this, that, and the other, and we used them. We used people before, but they were absolutely diabolical. What I noticed about you is the way you're strapping the bikes down. Nothing has ever got damaged, ever. Do you know what I mean? Everything's insured, everything's cool, everything's sorted, and it's like. It's just, I just never had any doubts that the bikes were going to be sound. You know what I mean? You always do what you can to help me out as well. Last minute, blah blah blah. So that's why I've been using RCL, and that's why we're still using you. But, Thornton Hundred has grown into such a big kind of monster as well, and we're continuing to grow, so we'll be in a new workshop soon as well. So that's going to be a good place to kind of launch a lot of bike videos from, so you guys will be in there very soon, I'm sure. Picking up bikes, moving bits around. But, obviously that, and then obviously we're going to be moving this bike soon. Now, you might have to deliver this bike, because this bike goes up for live auction. Today's the 4th. And it goes up in about half an hour's time. What about 11 o'clock?
Wow. Well, you know how to reach me.
Well, that's it. This bike could need to go, well, you might be driving it to somewhere in the world.
It doesn't matter, anywhere.
But this bike has been fantastic, and it's been a massive marketing tool for us. So you've moved this bike for us before as well, when you took it up to Donington and stuff for us as well. So, a couple of bits that we've done together with this bike. Obviously, it's been down to Goodwood, and I think you took it down to Goodwood for us as well, didn't you?
Yes.
Festival of Speed. Because I couldn't find the gate. That place is a nightmare. So it's been down to Festival of Speed, but this been just massive marketing tool for us. So this is my personal bike. Obviously, it's getting sold and will be replaced with another one. But this is a Triumph Bonneville Bobber Black, 2019.
Yeah.
It is a supercharged bike with nitrous injection, dry nitrous injection. So it's 202 horsepower at the rear wheel with 170 foot-pound of torque when it's full whack. So this was running, the best time it actually run was at DMO's event.
D-Max.
At D-Max, yeah, at Santa Pod. And the best time it ran was a 10.49. And it was a super hot day. Track was super sticky. Had all the grip in the world. I really struggled with grip in the last few recent runs. We literally only got to about 10.54 seconds, I think was our quickest run. 130 mile an hour. So pretty good. Not good enough for me though. Honestly, this bike is done so, but it is a reliable, usable bike. You use it every day, and you can roll it, and it's so sick. Like, you just jump on it and go every time it starts, and it's fantastic. So yeah, it's a proper bit of kit. But yeah, I mean,
I know it is a serious machine, man. So what I want to know, Jody, I'm going to take you back a little bit, right? You started about 5 years ago, maybe a little bit more than 5 years, because I remember I met you about when I just started, so about 3.5 years ago-ish. So where you are at the minute, we know that you're smashing it. You've pretty much got the custom game in a chokehold.
Yeah.
Thornton Hundreds everywhere. I've picked up bobbers, and people have said to me, "Oh, who could modify this for me?" I've said your name. They're like, "Oh yeah, Thornton."
I know that guy.
Do you know what I mean? I follow his Instagram or I watch his YouTube and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So great. What's next?
What's next? So obviously, bike-wise, what's next is the new WF 3.2. So bike-wise, it's going to be a very similar sort of platform. However, it's going to be 300 horsepower at the wheel, which is going to be absolutely monster. I'm hoping to get into the 9s, maybe even, we'll see a low 9, maybe see a low 9, which will be interesting. And then obviously Thornton 100 is heading for the stars. So we are moving into our new workshop. We potentially have a new venue being set up as well, so we might have our own Thornton 100 caf. I've always envisioned the Thornton 100 bar and grill type thing, a place where people can turn up, come and enjoy the custom bikes, have a look around. Obviously the clothing, the merch needs to expand. We are expanding worldwide. Now, we have just signed with Triumph in the Philippines, and they're going to be our exclusive installer as well. So we're looking to get into the States. We absolutely need to get into the States, because that place is just...
That's where it's at.
That's where it's at. People are throwing money around on motorbikes like it's absolutely nothing. Hundreds of thousands of pounds, not an issue. So we need to be there, cashing in on that kind of craze as well. Taking over from the Harley boys. Let's be honest, Harley's had its day. Come on. Harley's had its day. I think they did all right with the live wire thing. I've had a go on one. It's all right, but I'm looking forward to seeing what Triumph come out with a T1. Potentially. They're going to be out there. I think they're going to smash it. I think they're working with Williams on the electric motors and stuff like that. I just think it's going to be so sick as well. And I'm very much looking forward to Triumph's new motocross and enduro bikes, which is going to be launching in the spring, early next year as well.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, so we're going to have proper supermotos, proper motocross bikes, and I absolutely can't wait to get my hands on one of them, as well as we're going to be working on a Triumph 1200 rally bike as well, literally Dakar enduro bike, like that kind of style.
You're taking the piss.
So yeah, we've got loads of stuff lined up. We have so much lined up, and honestly, we like you say, we got the game in a bit of a chokehold right now. We're absolutely dominating on social media, stuff like that, and that's purely just the amount of effort and work that we're putting in. We've got a very good team here. There's only 4 of us now, so we are literally all very focused on marketing and essentially getting that social media game on lock. So obviously, check out our socials at Thornton 100 Motorcycles.
Plug it, man.
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, we're everywhere. Facebook, we're about, so that's what it's all about. It's about just getting our names out there and being absolutely everywhere without diluting the brand too much, we are, it's a very delicate balance, and I think we've got it right okay so far. So, hopefully we just keep our heads down, we keep selling, we go worldwide with it, and then, you'll see me out here in 5 years' time, and we'll have multiple bikes out of here. I'll show you my bike collection. You know what I mean? So,
I might actually need to get a dedicated van for you
just for the Thornton 100. Well, I was talking to Evan about this the other day, actually, talking about getting the Thornton 100 decal on the side of the van and that. Obviously, you're going to be our delivery guy, I was like, we could just get Thornton 100 on the side, something like that. I was like, that'd be sick.
Hell
So I was like, that'd be cool, man. So so potential for that in the future, but that's where we're going. So obviously we're going to be looking at taking over the world stage. There's lots and lots going on, but watch this space.
Awesome. So Jody, what I want to know a bit about you now. So how did you get into bikes? Where did your bike journey start?
So my bike journey started when I was literally when I was born. My dad was in motorbikes. My mum loves motorbikes. It was going to happen. So, we've come from a complete family of motorbikes. And I actually trained as a mechanical engineer. I was in a mechanical engineering apprentice. So that's kind of where I got my ability to be able to kind of engineer a bike and understand how it should work mechanically.
Yeah.
However, I'm not a mechanic, I'm not a welder, I'm not a painter, I'm not a upholsterer, I'm not anything. But
you built this.
you know, if you want something bad enough, you'll work for it and you just get it, right?
Yeah,
you just do it. You just do it.
100%.
And if you want it bad enough, you just do it. So that's what I've been doing, and I literally am self-taught everything.
Yeah.
So you know, YouTube is your friend.
Yeah, 100%.
When it comes to that sort of stuff. So yeah, getting into bikes, you know, real young age, riding bicycles, mountain bikes, trials bikes, anything with two wheels. So that's really what I was about.
Okay,
And
wicked.
that's kind of stemmed from that, and obviously it's only ever going to stay that way.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
I do love cars. I would like to get into cars. However, cars are very expensive, especially cars that are. So yeah, so they're coming, but not yet.
All right,
But,
wicked,
yeah.
wicked.
So that's
wicked.
where we're at, really. You know, that's how I
right.
got into bikes. Obviously, it was always going to be a thing. So yeah, absolutely love it.
Next question. What made you start building bikes? What started Thornton 100? Why did you build, like,
It's an
why?
interesting thing because I literally just wanted to build a cafe racer. So I
Yeah.
built my first motorbike, right? My first motorbike I built was a Honda XR600R. And
I
that was
remember seeing photos.
that was my literally first bike I ever built.
Yeah.
It was in the back of my dad's workshop. It was literally used as a donor bike. There was just a frame, there was an engine, there was nothing. And I built it, and I blew it up like 3 times. It got faster every time I blew it up. It was so much fun. And then I thought I'm going to build a cafe racer. So I got a Jawa TS350, bought it for 400 quid. I paid for it.
What was that? I heard of that.
And literally a 2-stroke parallel twin. And honestly, a massive heap. But I built it just in my literally in my evenings and my weekends, stuff like that. I was loving it, and I built it, and I built the expansion chambers, and I did everything for it. It was great. It was a lot of fun. And then what happened was I sold it. I got $2,000 for it. I sold it to Belgium. Thing was great. Honestly, I'd love to find that bike again. I'd love to find it, and I'd love to buy it back because it was the first ever cafe racer I ever bought. It is a heat, but.
Yeah, that's your first ever. You know
That's
what I mean?
it, man. That's the first ever bike. So yeah, it's one of them really. So yeah, sold that through the Bike Sheds Classifieds website page, and then I built. So once I'd sold that, literally, I think I sold that, and then when I got upset with my current employers as an apprentice, I was like, right, I'm leaving. See you later. I literally had a workshop, which was a shipping container out the front of the workshop. I thought of a name, I designed a logo, built the website, did everything in a month, and literally got out there and just built bikes. Like the first bike I ever built really was a Honda CR500. I was at the Bike Shed show with that. That bike was a bit mad. I paid 500 quid for it. Again, basket case, complete basket case. Built everything for it. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Built that bike, then built like little KZ Kawasaki's, and I was doing Honda CX500s, and I just worked my way up. From there, SLR 650, which is on my YouTube channel, first ever video I've ever posted. I made that video on my phone. It's got 2.5 million views. And it's just mad. So, you know, it's just kind of taken off from there, really. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a mad journey, but that's literally how I started. And, yeah, it was just a case of winging it. If you want it bad enough, you do it. You do it. So, you just wing it and go from there, really. So, yeah.
Wicked. So, I want to talk to you as well about this bike because I've picked it up a few times. I've taken photos and little videos. I know that it's supercharged. I know that it's got nitrous. I've dropped it to a few places to get a few bits and bobs done.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me what is on this bike. What makes it so fast? What have you had to do to get this bike to this level?
Obviously, I've got a 1200 parallel twin engine, which makes 80 horsepower at the factory. So we've got a lumpy cam in it, which is actually from an OEM factory, right? We have forged pistons and we've got a clutch, and that is basically it. Engine-wise.
Really?
Yeah, literally. So we haven't even messed about with it this much. So the thing that's making this thing go fast is the Roadtrex C15 supercharger and the complete custom intercooler, plenum, piping, all of the inlet manifolds that run round and then force all that air in. And then obviously we're getting it out really quick. We've got these absolute monster 60mm exhaust pipes there, which absolutely just blast out flame. These things are so sick, honestly. So yeah, it's an absolute monster. We've got the big ignition coils here, so this thing literally is like a lightning bolt every time it fires that spark plug. And then we've got obviously the dry nitrous system as well, which is all managed by a complete standalone ECU. We've got a complete custom ECU master dash, and then off the back of that we've got a complete wiring loom that connects everything together. We've got the paint on the tank, we've got the paint underneath the seat, we've got the grippy seat cover, we've got all of our Thornton 100 bits on it as well. So obviously we've got the V4 wide wheel kit, the upside down custom O-lins, Fox shocks, we've got all of our wavy discs. We've got the number plate mount, the seat mount, all the lights, the LEDs are so sick as well. Just tie this whole bike all together and make it look wide and chunky, because I never really designed it to be that fast. I just thought it's cool. You know what I mean? I was like, this is a burnout machine, so I was like, right, cool. I'm just gonna build it and just build what I think is cool, and this is what has kind of come out the back of it. So yeah, love it.
All right, cool. So I'm looking at a few other bits as well.
Yeah.
I can see a quick shifter.
Quick shifter on there. We've got the Dynajet quick shifter as well, which is not for a bobber. I don't believe you can buy a Dynajet quick shifter for a bobber. You couldn't at the time. So that is literally just off a random bike. Can't remember what bike it's off.
Made it happen.
It works.
Made it work.
Made it happen. Quick shifter's a quick shifter. So yeah, we've got the quick shifter on there as well. So what I'm thinking on the new one is that we're going to have a pneumatic actuator, have an air shifter as well. So I'm literally holding the throttle, launching it, and banging the gears with a button on the handlebars here. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting sort of task. Yeah, so you literally bang it through the gears like that. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be so much fun, and obviously you can keep up to the build on our YouTube as well as our Instagram, stuff like that as well.
I'm going to drop a link in the description anyways, so you lot subscribe, follow on Instagram, and all of that good stuff. Quick question, Nos. How does it work on this bike?
So this is a dry nitrous injection system. So that what that means is that in the inlet manifolds up under here, in throttle body, we literally have a fogger, which is called it's called a fogger. So essentially just a nozzle which sprays dry nitrous oxide in there. A wet system, you would spray nitrous oxide and fuel in that system as well. So this is a dry system. So it's not the best kind of system, but it's very simple and very efficient. Just sort of bolt onto a bike and run it. So this adds an extra 40 horsepower. What it does is that nitrous is very, very, very cold and dense air. What it does is when you inject it, it cools the charge down, which allows the air to be more dense, which means you can get more of an explosion because there's more hydrogen and oxygen in there. There's literally everything in there. All the ingredients make a bigger bang and make it go faster. So that is literally how that nitrous works. And it's actuated via the activation button on the dash there.
Cool.
And then it will inject nitrous after third gear after 3,500 RPM as well. So yeah.
Okay. So there's sort of a formula as to when to hit it.
That's it. Yeah. As long as I've got it engaged, it will inject itself as well. As long as I've got it all switched on.
Okay.
Bottle pressures are correct. They run about 900 psi.
Okay.
And as long as the bottle's open and everything like that, it's all just absolutely launch up the road.
Yeah. Because when I think about NOS, you know what I'm gonna say, innit? Fast and the Furious.
Fast and Furious. I love it. Honestly, that is the only reason why I did it. Honestly. That scene in Fast and Furious where he just walks into Racer's Edge and he's like, I need nuts. He's like, I need big ones, batten that. I'm just like, I turned around to the boys. I was like, well, how are we going to make it go faster? I was like, I need NOS.
Yeah, straight.
Come on.
I need NOS. I need NOS.
No.
My car topped out at 140 miles per hour this morning.
Amateurs don't use nitrous oxide. I've seen the way you drive. You got a heavy foot. You'll blow yourself to pieces.
I need one of these. One of the big ones. Actually, let's make it two. An area. I need it by tonight.
Straight.
Come on.
Straight up.
The only thing with this, honestly, no one really runs NOS anymore. It's a bit of a dead technology. It's very good, but it's very impractical. You can't get a hold of it. You know what I mean? It's a nightmare. It's all American, really. And there's better ways of doing it now. Meth injection, ethanol. You've got all this good stuff that we can use. Race fuel that will just make this thing run better. So the new bike isn't going to have NOS. It might have water meth injection though. So again, I'm still on the fence as to what we're going to be doing with it, how we're going to engineer it. But it's going to be absolute monster.
Wicked.
I'm going to get
can't wait
300 horsepower. So,
I can't wait to see it.
Oh, mate, it's going to be
Can't wait to see it.
It's going to be so good. So yeah. Cool, man. Well, yeah, honestly, so that's my bike. Honestly, there's loads of stuff on it that make it super special, and it is a real monster of a bike, and I love it. But like you say, it's going to be up for sale, so the funds from this are going to pay for the new bike to be built. Can't wait.
Wicked. So I can see you've got a ECU Master Dash. Tell me a bit about that.
Okay, so we've got the ECU Master Dash. As you can see, we've got the Thornton 100 loading screen there, and then all of your vital signs here. So we've got our RPM, speed in the middle, we've got our gear shift indicator. Indicators left and right, we've got all of our lights here as well. So we've got the oil pressure, fuel level, coolant temp and boost, as well as the nitrous arming capabilities here too. So if we flick through the mode buttons, we've got all the diagnostics here. So RPM, throttle position sensor, and then we have the lambda, charge temp, coolant temp, all that kind of good stuff as well, front wheel speed, rear wheel speed, blah, 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 blah. And then through here as well, we've got the power management unit, which moves all the power around the bike as well. So we've got the battery voltage, blah, 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 blah. So this bike, obviously, this dash obviously gives it all of its vital signs. So we can start it up, bro, see what it sounds like.
Might as well, man. Let's give us a sound check.
What it will do is it will want a bit of a prime, and then what we'll do is we'll fire it, and then it will go. So prime it like that.
Yeah.
And then what we'll do is wait for it to load up. It's a bit cold, she didn't like it.
Loud.
But it's so sick as well, honestly. So struggle to start there. Reason to struggle to start is because she's actually got ethanol in her fuel tank right now.
Okay.
And ethanol is actually a nightmare to get rolling. So what we normally do is run it on V-Power. The reason it's got ethanol is because we were just at the drag strip as well. We were absolutely launching this thing. But this bike is usable daily. Absolutely loves it. So yeah, love this bike. It's been great to me. However, time to move on.
Yeah.
New pastures, more power, bigger things. It's going to be so sick. I cannot wait to get a lot sorted on it. So yeah, man.
2022 is going to be a madness. That's all I've got to say.
Absolutely, bro.
That's all I've got to say.
That's the one.
So yeah, man. What I really do like as well, very nice touch on the supercharger. You've got a little TH there.
Yeah, we've got the little TH. So this runs off the end of the crankshaft here with a belt, and then we've got the pulley here as well. So all of the systems all run really neat, nicely packaged and tucked away. So yeah, absolute monster of a bike.
Yeah, wicked.
Very neatly packaged. So yeah, absolutely love this thing. But yeah, we'll be sad to see it go. But
yeah.
Gotta get that money back in.
It's got to be done, man. So a question that I've heard a lot of people ask, a lot of my customers that know that I do a lot of work for Thornton 100 want to know this question, and I do know 90% of the viewers watching this right now want to know this.
Go on then.
What does a Thornton 100 bike cost?
So, 100 bikes cost, they start at 32,000. So, obviously a big chunk of that is the bike.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're speccing up with, you can get speccing up with superchargers. You know, our top spec bobbers are just over 50 grand. So, you got upside down forks, you got big wheels on it, you got all of the Thornton 100 full V4 wide kit, you got the supercharger, you've got the upside down forks, the big Brembo brakes, you've got the big Brembo brakes on the back as well. Absolutely everything you could ever want. Image design, custom paint, blah, blah, blah. These bikes are very, very, very special as well. So everyone is completely individual, and we never build the same thing twice. So each bike obviously is completely custom built and tailored to the customer's requirements and what they're going to be using it for too. So it is a lot of money. However, can't put a price on.
Bro, how?
Still 100.
How?
It's like Cartier. It's like Cartier. Come on.
100%, man. 100%.
Can't put a price on a 100. So yeah, obviously, second-hand market for these bikes doesn't really exist. People always keep their bikes.
Not yet.
Not yet. They don't. It'd be interesting to see what happens with the second-hand bikes actually. But you know, we'll see. We'll see off the back of that. But we'll see. So yeah. If I die, they'll be worth a lot more money. You know what I mean?
That ain't gonna happen, man. We don't die.
No, not at all. Not at all, bro. We're living. We're out here. We are living.
Yes, 100,000%, man.
So yeah, that's what they start at. That's what they sort of finish at. You know, we have built more expensive bikes, but you know, that's what we're aiming at right now. That kind of middle market kind of thing there.
Yeah. All right. I mean, for what it is, yes, I mean, it is an expensive bike. I won't deny that. However, if you've seen one of these bikes in person, then you'll sort of understand and appreciate why it costs what it costs. I have seen cheaper builds that, yeah, they're all right, but
They're not 400.
Nah, they are not indeed.
They're not built by these hands.
Yeah.
These are the money makers.
Exactly.
Nah, honestly, every bike is very well engineered. You know, let's
Yes.
say there is other people doing this. There is other people, they charge about the same sort of money. You know, but you know, we are Thornton 100. Everyone knows who we are. You know, we are building, I would say, the best custom Triumphs in Europe at the moment. Probably the world, you know.
What? I said probably the world.
Probably the world. I mean, realistically,
world.
yes, there's other people building Triumphs, but, you know, we are just, that attention to detail that we're putting in, we're building in proper safety factors. Everything is properly engineered, you know, and we're kind of tying it in with the factory style as well. So, you know, they really do kind of, all of our parts slide into the standard bike and kind of slide into that aesthetic very well. Everything fits very well together. So that's kind of what we're aiming at. And that is why we kind of got that kind of factory relationship that we have. You know, obviously maybe an ambassador for the brand, and it just works very well for us so far. So, you know, and not to say that we won't ever build anything else, but, you know, I love the Triumphs at the moment and I want to stick with them, and they are very, very well engineered motorcycles, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, there's zero cutting corners with Thornton 100, as anyone that watches their social media, anyone that follows my stories, if there's something that's cheaper on the market that doesn't make sense, it's not going to happen. There is no budging, there is no cutting corners, there is no the cheaper option. If it will work, no. You do it properly or you don't do it at all.
Absolutely, bro, and that's what it's all about here, you know, doing it properly or don't do it at all. So that's what we're all about. Hopefully that kind of stance will stand us well in the long run as well. You know,
100%, yeah.
I think that if we can just keep building these quality bikes, then they'll be around forever, and hopefully they'll outlive me, all of these creations, because I do love them all very much, especially this bike.
Nah, this bike is definitely sick. But yeah, man, what else to say? I don't even know.
That's it, bro. Well, that's it, bro.
bike.
Everything about Thornton 100. That is Thornton 100. That is the bike. And mate, I appreciate you coming down, man.
No worries. Jody, pleasure as always.
Thank you very much, bro.
Yeah, man. But yeah, there we have it. The first installment of My Ride and Me. We met with the man himself, Jody Millhouse of Thornton 100 Motorcycles. If you do need to get in contact with him, I will leave a link in the description with his website, with his YouTube channel, with his social media platforms. And yeah, man, get in contact. So just like to say, thank you for tuning in. I hope you did enjoy that episode. And yeah, man, stay tuned.
See you later, guys.
Peace.